What is going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video. Today we are going to be talking about, is platinum a long-term play? So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, so if you are into investing or you've been investing for a while, whether it's stocks or precious metals or anything really, you've heard the term long-term play and short-term play. Now, I am not a gambling man, so I do not play short-term plays. I'll just get that right off the table. My own outlook for myself is to increase and secure my wealth over time. Very much long-term play. So, but today I want to talk specifically about platinum and whether or not it is a long-term play. Because most people see gold and silver as being a long-term play and sort of a hedge against inflation and something that they will stack until they die and then just give off to their kids or what have you. But today I want to talk specifically about platinum being a long-term play. So, a lot of people see platinum going away, unfortunately. That is very unfortunate for them. I do not see platinum going away, realistically, ever. But I want to talk about my thoughts on using platinum as a long-term play. So, platinum is a precious metal in that it is more rare than gold, and it is a very unique metal in that it fulfills unique roles within society, whether industrial or what have you, as far as its metal makeup. And that is not something I think is going to go away. What I think will happen is the supply will not be able to keep up with demand and the price will overall increase over time. I just get that feeling from what I read on industrial changes and things of that nature. And so I think because this metal is so rare, at some point it will shine greater than you've ever seen before. Because the earth only has so much of this metal. Now, there's a lot of theories going around that, maybe one day we'll be able to mine asteroids or the moon or Mars or something, and we might find more of this precious metal as well as gold and silver. I mean, anything's really possible in the world, but I'm not really looking at that as a very viable source of, reasoning as to why I would or wouldn't play this metal for the long term. So, in my opinion, platinum is very much long-term, and I plan on stacking it long-term over time. And the reason for that is I think this is just like any other commodity, or really any other good, in that the price will increase with inflation. So if I hold this long-term, chances are the price of it will increase over time just due to inflation and things of that nature. If you take a look at the chart of platinum and its overall value over time, you will see that it has moved up somewhat with inflation. It has risen and risen and risen, just like the inflation has risen and risen and risen, and the value of the dollar has gone down and down and down. And if you take a look at gold and silver, they have both risen with inflation as well. Silver's been a little bit lagging for some reason. I presume, there's a lot of theories going around about why that might be. But in my opinion, silver has moved up with inflation as well. It used to be worth very little. In fact, it was what we used to make our money that we used in circulation, because that's what it was worth. It was worth the money that it was made into. Nowadays, it's worth more than that money, and it's been that way for around 50 years almost. And that's just a key sign of it increasing over time. Same thing with gold. It hasn't been used as money in almost 100 years. I guess almost 90 technically, but realistically, the price of gold has increased over time as well as the price of platinum. Now, platinum has not been used as currency very much. It was used for a little bit in Russia, and then they quit using it once they realized the amount of effort they had to put into making coins out of platinum, which again is the reason the premium is so high, is because it is so difficult to work with. But I personally think that platinum is a long-term play because the inflation will cause the price of it to go up, because this metal will continue to needing to be used in industry as well as being seen as a precious metal. Just like gold and silver, there is a part of platinum that has value just simply because it is a rare and unique metal. It has been seen that way for a few hundred years, so it is a little bit different than gold and silver that has been seen that way for thousands and thousands of years, but I think personally it holds the same weight. Now, because once you move hundreds and hundreds of years through time, and you realize how rare this metal is, and you realize more and more information about the metal, you realize that it really deserves to sit in the same place as gold and silver. Now, there's a lot of people that may not agree with me on that and think that that is not right or accurate or what have you, and that's cool if that's your opinion, but this is just my simple opinion, and that's why this is a long-term play for me. If I would have bought this metal, I mean, I would have been pretty young, but if I bought it 20 years ago, I would be sitting real pretty right now in my overall stack, and the value of my stack increasing, rather than putting my money into just stuffing my mattress with dollar bills, or even maybe the stock market, depending on where it went or what companies I invested in and what have you. Now, the stock market, obviously, if I bought Amazon back in the 90s or something, I would be Jeff Bezos Jr. or something like that. But realistically, this is just a safe play because it is a commodity and it will always have value. And so the people that did decide to invest back in the 90s in this metal, if they held it for a long time, they came out on top. Another reason I like stacking this metal and considering it a long-term hold is because I could always put my money in other things, including gold and silver. And I might make more money in those aspects. But in my opinion, and just from doing my own research and studying this metal for quite a little while now, I think that its value is, number one, very undervalued, and number two, kind of a sleeper metal, right? It's something that not a lot of people pay attention to, not a lot of people care about, not a lot of people invest in, and not a lot of people really see the point or the reason or things of that nature. And I think that's a great opportunity to kind of be in, is because at one point they might realize what they were missing out on all along. It's kind of like the Spanish who originally discovered the platinum. They thought it was just some type of weird silver, or maybe even like just fake silver or something. And they didn't realize its value till much later. Same thing goes for now. A lot of people think that, oh, that's not really the same as gold and silver, and they don't realize its value until later in the future from now. I feel like the same thing could happen. I don't know, but that's just how I feel. And looking at the charts and seeing this metal continuously grow and grow and grow as time goes on kind of reassures me of the fact that, you know, this metal moves up with time. And so does silver and so does gold, and that's why we stack silver and gold. A lot of people will tell you it's a great thing to have once the country implodes or World War III happens. That's all fine and dandy, and that's probably true, but you can't really bank on that being a reason why you stack, right? You just got to kind of look at more simpler terms, right? Like hedging against inflation. Inflation is a given. It's a guarantee it will happen, pretty much. World War III is really anybody's guess if that's going to happen. Or like the Great Depression #2, you never really know if that's really going to happen or what's really going to occur in that aspect. So that's like, so if you made a list of reasons why you stack, World War III has got to be somewhere at the bottom. Hedging against inflation, somewhere at the top. The industrial side of things, somewhere in the middle, is what I would say. And so that's why I consider this long-term hold, is inflation is if I made a list of reasons why I stack platinum, gold, and silver, they would look very similar, right? The reason I am a big believer in platinum is because its industrial use holds more weight for me than silver, and especially gold. Gold is very little used in industrial use. It is solely just seen as money, really. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's perfectly logical explanation for that. But as far as platinum, I think its industrial use and its rarities combined make that section of my list of reasons why I stack the metals, make that section a little bit higher on the list, right? If number 1 is hedging for all 3 metals, and number 2 is like industrial / like rarity, it's just going to be very close to that number 1 as far as why I stack the platinum. And at the end of the day, it's always just hedging against inflation. That's literally the reason, the number 1 reason why I stack any precious metals, because I have seen all the precious metals increase with inflation over time. There's no other real explanation, right? Certain metals have gone way, way up because of their industrial use. But even if they didn't go way, way up because of their industrial use, they will have still gone up because of inflation. It's just as simple as that, just like anything else you buy or sell. So, yeah, guys, that's my reasons as to why I make platinum a long-term hold. Your reasons might be different and your thoughts might be different. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, so be sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you to all my loyal followers for coming back to my channel. Any new people, thanks for stopping by. Be sure to check out my other videos talking about platinum as well as other precious metals. And with all that being said, guys, until next time, we will see you.